Hello and welcome back to the channel. And hope everybody's having a great summer. I certainly am, but I got to tell you, I'm starting to itch for another trip to Punta Cana, and I'm glad to say that we will be returning soon, and we will be shooting a lot of new content for the channel. So today's video is all about travel insurance, more specifically travel medical insurance, which, by the way, you should never travel to a foreign country without getting travel insurance. Really important. If something goes wrong during your trip, hospital bills can quickly add up, reach into the tens of thousands of dollars. You don't want that. You want to be protected. So before you leave on your vacation, make sure to get a travel insurance policy that covers your specific needs. Now, having said that, when you go shopping for your travel insurance, make sure to take note of the deductible, because different policies have different levels of deductible depending on how much you're willing to pay. So make sure you look at that detail when choosing your medical insurance. It's also important to consider things like pre-existing medical conditions. If you have any, make sure to declare them. Make sure to get on the phone and talk to the insurance provider and be completely open and honest about that, because it may affect your rate, your premium a bit, but you want to make sure you're covered and not have any surprises should something go wrong while you're on vacation. Now, the other issue is you want to get the contact information, the emergency number that you will need to call should something go wrong. And also, I strongly recommend, before you leave on your trip, get a list of hospitals. Like in Punta Cana, there's 3 really good medical centers and a lot of, minor, not saying they're not good, but they're not as well equipped as the major medical centers. Make sure to be familiar with where these 3 medical centers are. Write down the addresses, write down the phone numbers. They'll tell you why you want to do that, because if something goes wrong, most likely you'll be going to the hospital or to the medical facility in a taxi. Now, when you get in the taxi driver might decide to take you to his friend's medical clinic where, he gets a bit of a kickback or some kind of an incentive to take you there. You do not want the taxi driver making medical decisions for you in an emergency. Make sure you have your destination, your medical facility on a piece of paper, address, phone number, all relevant information. Give it to the driver and insist that that's where you want to go. Now, a lot of insurance companies will require that you call them during a medical emergency, and they will choose which facility you should go to. So those are the kind of details you want to nail down before you travel. So go in prepared. Best thing you can do. Now, exclusions. Boy, there's a lot of exclusions in travel insurance policies, and you want to know about them. Some of them are obvious, some of them not so much. So, example of an obvious one: if you get impaired by drugs or alcohol, and let's say you have too much to drink, or walking along the pool, you slip, you hit your head, you break an arm or something, your insurance will not cover you because you were drinking or you're inebriated. So keep that in mind when you're consuming alcohol. You should never do drugs in the Dominican Republic. I know some people do, but you shouldn't. But in any case, just be careful. Keep it between the navigational beacons. Another one that might not be as familiar is pregnancy. If you're pregnant and you travel to Punta Cana, a lot of travel policies will not cover you for childbirth or if anything goes wrong with the pregnancy while you're there. So keep that in mind. Extreme sports. Wow. Lots of exclusions here. So if you're thinking on going on those dune buggies, you're thinking about going parasailing, any kind of motorized sport, you're thinking of rock climbing, mountain biking, anything that's kind of considered an extreme sport, not going to be covered. Now, there are policies which charge a higher premium, which will cover all of those activities, but most don't. So if you intend on doing a lot of excursions, a lot of extreme sports, check before you go. Read the fine print and don't get caught, in an accident on an excursion only to find out that you're looking at thousands of dollars in medical bills that won't be covered. Very important. Another thing you don't want to do is do not instigate a fight. Do not get involved in any kind of civil unrest, because that won't be covered. especially if you instigate the fight. Nope, not going to happen. So be careful with that as well. Now, another thing, a lot of people go down to the Dominican Republic to get some medical work done, let's say on their teeth or cosmetic surgery, because it's cheaper than doing it at home. That will not be covered by your travel insurance policy. These policies are meant for accidental injuries. They're not meant for medical tourism. So that's something to be very aware of. Another one is transport. Now, unfortunately, the Dominican Republic has the highest road fatality rate in the world. And that 65 people for every 100,000 will die in a road fatality in Punta Cana every year. So it's pretty mind-boggling statistic. Now, most of the people who are injured or killed in road accidents are on motorbikes or mopeds or some kind of a smaller vehicle which interact with the larger vehicles. So when in Punta Cana, I know a lot of people get around on the back of those mopeds and the back of those motorcycles, but you don't know if that driver's properly licensed. You don't know if that driver has insurance. And if you get into an accident and it will probably result in a fairly severe injury, you will not be covered by insurance. So better to stay with full-fledged car-based cabs from reputable taxi companies in Punta Cana. And that's a really, really important one to remember. Now, if you go hiking and you're out in the wilderness and there are signs that say you're not allowed to hike beyond this point, and you decide you're going to go ahead anyways, you won't be covered by your insurance. They're not going to cover you for that at all. Zip lining is another one, very popular activity. Make sure your insurance company covers it. A lot of them don't. So a lot of little things like that. So I hope this information is useful. I hope you have a wonderful trip in Punta Cana and that you don't need to call on their medical professionals and that you have a safe trip. But if you do go down, please do the wise thing, get a travel medical policy, insurance policy, and try to have a safe vacation, keep it within navigational beacons, and don't do anything unsafe. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope the information is going to be useful to you. And if you're planning on going to Punta Cana, I would strongly recommend subscribing to my channel. I have a lot of great beach hikes. I've got a lot of walks into little villages that are just minutes away from Bavaro Beach in Punta Cana. And a lot of people walk the beach, but so few people go into the little villages. And my videos will show you how to reach them, how to go shopping, how to enjoy great restaurants, and also beautiful deserted beaches that you can go hike on, which are walking distance from your hotel. So if any of that sounds interesting, please subscribe to my channel. And if you enjoyed this video, please give me a like. That would be much appreciated. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed this, and we'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.